I'm Dale Ball, and today on Big Baller TV, we're going to do an interview, kind of in a flip-flop from the one I did the other night on the radio. I was on a show the other night on iHeartRadio, which was the Trevor Carrey show. And today he has blessed us with some articles he's had over the years, and he's going to let us see them for the first time. Come on, Trevor.
Dale, these virgin eyes to see these since I got them from an old man in Connecticut. I stood in line in Clovis, but the line was too long and I just gave up. So I'm very excited to see. I have a Babe Ruth.
Well, Trevor,
It's the
welcome
first-
to the show.
Hey,
well,
thank you.
appreciate you coming
It's
on.
only the second time in my life I've ever been interviewed. I've interviewed so
Nice.
many people, so this is weird to be on the other side.
That's always
Now,
fun
you
to
want
have.
it in the frame, don't
Yeah,
take it
I
out.
want to take a
Okay.
look. Let's see what we
This
got here.
is Babe Ruth, which I think was when he was with the Red Sox as a pitcher.
Very, very interesting. Now, how long has it been since you've had this out of this frame? Because I noticed the clips are open on it.
Well, the time I went to Clovis, I had it out and ready, so that was 2 years ago. Before that, I hadn't taken it out in 15 years.
All right, is it okay we can open it?
Sure.
All right. We're not going to do a Dave Perez move and drop his plates.
No, believe
No,
me.
if you
the
saw our old
valuable- Well, I was gonna say, the valuable things you showed me here at your store, you've handled things
Yeah.
worth millions.
So it's kind of funny because I have my co-star, David Perez, right now, one of my co-stars. We went to do an estate search for a gentleman, a friend of ours, and he was looking at a Thai cob plate, and it just went flip flop. Let me see this real quick here.
It's a little ripped at the bottom. Probably, I have a second picture that has the exact same writing
Let me
down
get
there.
this out of the way.
Delicately removing tape, like a grandmother opening a Christmas present. You know how long they take? This is fill time. I do interviews, so this is the fill time. Grandmothers, piece by piece. Thank you for being delicate.
No problem. We're not gonna mess with the picture itself. Doing that will do.
I guess
damage
it's
to
a
it.
good
It needs to
idea
get
to
far
tell-
away from this.
To tell amateurs like myself to never tape anything like
Yeah,
that.
it's best not to. We're gonna detach this tape from this.
You want me to hold that?
Can you bring up my razor blade, please? Because this tape can do a lot of damage to this that we don't
Bring
want
up
to
Dale's
happen.
razor blade, please.
The piece of paper up here, we're just gonna get this off.
Take it, you found some football?
Like surgery.
We want to do it slow, because what we don't wanna do is add any damage to the picture that's not already there. There,
He's finding it for you.
okay, thank you.
When things are ripped or torn, do they lose half value or more?
It all depends on the picture itself, first of all. And that's what we're gonna figure out right now. Gotcha. That was good. That was
You don't care about this.
I know, I'm just,
Yeah.
I mean, it was good that we got this separated without tearing any more damage on it.
I do say my heart skipped a beat when I heard that rip, but it was this paper, so I trust you.
It's not the first picture he's had to
You should have
take.
seen the one I had to do with Mickey Mantle that's at,
Oh,
it's at the
that's
auction house right
that's
now.
like brain surgery.
It's a reprint.
It's a reprint.
Doesn't mean it doesn't have any value, but it's a reprint. I'll show you how I know it
It's
is.
okay, he got it all. Is there a game going on right now?
Enlarged from original photograph.
Enlarged from original photograph by International
Yeah,
Films
doesn't
New
need it
York. So somebody enlarged this from an original
From an
to
original.
run in the, it said
Exactly.
sporting baseball.
Yep, doesn't mean it doesn't have value.
So this would be like a picture from Sports Illustrated.
This is what they call like a type 2 photo, but due to the fact that it's a reprint, Don't know the exact value on it. I'll have a research for you real quick on this. We'll know here by the time we,
Well, like I
Leave
said,
the shop?
this next one right here has the same
that's
print,
it.
but this is one of the, do you show the camera the pictures?
Yeah, of course. This one I haven't gotten to yet, but I was gonna go back through them.
Oh, okay, I didn't know.
Babe Ruth.
This one right here
That
is,
photo is definitely, the original of it is between 1916 to 1919, about what I see there. That's the pose of him in his Yankees uniform. So
that's Yankees.
I believe that to be the Yankees. Let me check. I mean, not Yankees.
Well, there's nothing that show, or can you tell?
No, that's York. See, New York, right here.
How long was he a pitcher for the Yankees before he switched to?
Well, he went from Boston in 1919 to the Yankees, and during that time period, they never shot another photo of him to reprint like this on card-wise until after 1920-21. That's why even the 1921 cards like I have, it has him in his Boston uniform because they use that same photo in continuous ways. They sold it off all the other companies.
And Dale told me that Babe Ruth originally played for.
Yes, 1914, in his minor league debut, he played for the Orioles.
Do you know who this name is?
This gentleman, I know the name very well. Visited with also, large from original, yes. I'd just go ahead and leave this one on there. I'd put this one back up.
Oscar Felch.
Yep. Same thing, we'll do some research on this one as well.
And why is he famous? He's the
Go ahead and tell
the 1919 White Sox scandal where they threw the World Series.
them. That's right.
8 Men Out, right? The movie.
Yep, and he was one of the people that was accused of it.
Right? I don't know, did he perform at the plate?
That
I
I
don't
do
know
not
those
know
things.
during that time period, I just know of it. Now this.
I don't know what year this is.
Take a look here. Alright, who do we have at the bottom here?
What year are you guessing right now?
By what I'm seeing on the bottom and by the way the uniforms are done, I'm gonna call this 1915,
Chicago Cubs.
right around then,
Does it look like a,
up to 21-ish.
can you read
No,
that
that
little small
one, this one
print?
doesn't look like a remake.
Then my boss.
I'm gonna let you go ahead and read the names.
Oh my word. There's Cheney, that's former Vice President Dick Cheney's great-great-grand, I don't know.
Probably a relative there somewhere.
McLary, Zimmerman, Zaire, Adams, Williams, Zabel, Shore, Vaughn, Hargrave, Humphreys, Fisher, Standridge, Schulter, Tyree, Kinsley.
Kinsley's what leads me to believe that it's 15 to 22-ish, right around there. Could be a little bit off on that. Have to do a little bit of research on it to make sure. This one we definitely want to.
They wore nondescript hats.
Let's slide these this way because I don't want to mess one of these up if you could. Go to the back side over here and find out. Yeah, I'll let you do that.
You just push them in here.
Let's see what we got going on the back of this.
I probably taped it. Have you ever removed something like this and found something valuable, like the Constitution behind it or something?
No, I ain't been quite the Constitution, but we have found a few valuable things. Right now, one of my friends, Pete, has this original Christy Matheson picture. And it's a type 2 of it, and it's actually at Mile High auction right now. And they're separating the back on that one, because I wouldn't even touch it, right? And I want both me and Pete want video taken of it, which they're doing, because we want to see what's really like. And I'm just being gentle because it's got a tear on the backside of it.
You can tell by feel.
You know, a lot of things sometimes feel, as well as one way of knowing that this is gonna be an original photo is what we would do. I haven't got it set up yet, or we'd be doing it right now, is turn on a black light, like walking in, to the old school rooms we went in for when we were kids. If you have one of those and you take that and you turn it on, this photo and those photos will glow like our shirts used to if they were made after 1950. If they were true photos and they were made before 1950, they're gonna remain like this or dark. Because they put enhancers in the paper to lighten them and brighten them up after 1950. So when we put these under that black light, we would know before we even wasted the money to send them off to get authenticated.
Well, I'm gonna run to by Stellium Mall, just leave the tape running, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get a black light, right? That's all we need, just
That's all you need.
1973
That's all you
hippie
need.
room.
Yep. We normally put one right up there on the wall, that's what we're getting ready to do,
Well,
because
it's only day 2 of your
Yeah.
grand opening here.
yeah,
So.
we've still got a lot to do, as you saw.
Well, that makes me say that you think, that doesn't have reprint like these
I
being
haven't
written
seen
down,
that yet
right?
on that anywhere. And that's one thing I was looking at, I was reading.
What does it say right there? Published only by Baseball Magazine? What are you reading that gave you a
Published by the Sports Records Publication Company by Burke and, can't make out the board on that one. Looks like Atwell, 173 West Madison Street, Chicago. I wish this was the hand signed here, which means that they did produce this thing, but that's what we wanna do is, again, let's check the back.
But because it's done by a company, they may have the only rights to do it. It
That's
might be
right.
an original photo from that company,
Exactly.
which
Yeah,
means we have to
gotta
check the
find
company
out.
records.
Again, don't use tape on your valuables.
Never. Especially not on a photo.
Use glue.
And if you gotta get
Kidding.
this away, you gotta be really gentle that you don't catch an error and let it run.
If you pulled a razor blade out of there, I was gonna say that's very 1980s of you.
Not me, that's okay.
Alright.
No, I like
That's
to
what you were
use the
going
sloped
for,
edge
right?
there.
But you would have a reason to carry a razor blade around, you do
Yeah.
this kind of stuff.
Yeah, cause sometimes I have to get stuff to cut it before it'll run on something. And that's
He was
the
saying
thing
he's a
right there.
Dolphins fan, he really is, so.
That's right. Go Dolphins. Start at 1 o'clock today. You're gonna take the beating you've been taking all year. Willingly. Alright, so. I really would love to
Nothing
see this
written,
under a
right?
black light. No, this is actually not what I thought it was gonna turn out to be, which was a poster board. It's not.
So that's good news?
Yeah. Actually, we might have it here. Let's see. Let's see how fast we can get a nice response back on this from Heritage Auctions.
You take a picture and send it to him?
I'll have an answer, and usually, on an average, in less than 15 minutes.
Oh, the mic fell.
Sometimes less than 2.
I just asked, are you gonna take a picture? You should have said, no, I'm gonna call them and describe it to them.
Yeah,
That'll
exactly.
really work, yeah.
I don't know if I can get this to do it right now.
You need the Smurf line?
No.
I saw not enough storage space. You want me to take a picture and text it to you?
Give me just 1 minute here. Should be enough right there.
The mic is hooked around your chair. Just let me
You
know.
ready? Thank you. Appreciate it.
Let me. So who are you sending this to?
My friend Lee at Heritage Auctions
Heritage Auctions.
in New York. He likes me sometimes.
say it's the Yankees' last chance to win a World Series in this decade.
Never.
It's every team's last chance to win a World Series in this decade, if you really, come on.
Yeah. So what'd you think about the game the other night? We didn't get much into it like we were going to.
I am actually enjoying my Sunday, Dale, and this is fun baseball, and he just brought me down to depression links. He asked me what I thought about the Dodgers.
What do you think?
I have been in rest in peace mode.
Mm-hmm.
I once an hour check sports headlines to see if Roberts has been justifiably fired.
Mm-hmm.
I have a little animosity about him sending AJ Pollock up to start a rally. 3 outs. That's all you got till you rest in peace. And
That's
you
like
look down the bench, right?
Yeah.
Russell Martin's, what was he hitting?
I don't know.
500.
But what
AJ Pollock struck out. We have to use toes. Our fingers and our toes of how many times he struck out.
The thing I don't get, and it's not for us to make the decision. I mean, the man, the guy's his work got us there, but he never seems to close it in postseason. The thing that gets me is why would you put the person who's a great pitcher every other time until you get to postseason, has the worst record there is in the 7th inning that exists, and you stick him in there when you've got Jansen, a beast, sitting down in the bullpen, throwing 98 to 106 mile an hour fastballs. The number one closer in my opinion, in the MLB.
Well, I think
and
that's great.
You miss it. Why?
Well, they don't drug test managers.
I love it.
Right? Shouldn't they? I mean,
Well, yeah,
that
I
sounds
think
like
it's
something a crackhead decision.
We know marijuana is legal in LA. It might have been the reason why.
And we don't know what goes on in those tunnels.
That's what I'm talking about.
I've read ball for it. You read ball for it?
I have.
It started in the 60s with the greenies, right? The little speed pills they were
Yeah.
all taking.
I can remember on some of the football time, the guys coming in the huddles. I used to hear stories from some of the old school ball players about we used to have those Coke bullets in their pads and we'd be pulling them out, hitting them in the huddle, nobody could see. Why do you think we
like
were
that?
stupid the way we hit? Yeah. I was just like, oh my God.
Well,
I've heard
yeah.
some really good ones.
Yeah, and do we think it's really been cleaned up?
No.
Well, they do drug test more now, and people do get popped more now.
Well, I'm thinking there's a lot more reasons besides a concussion. Well, some of these people's brains are shot.
Indeed. So Dave Roberts will be around. Do you know how long is on it? Like what kind of contract?
No, he's gonna be there for a while. But
Okay.
the thing is, they need to get some common sense about what's going on. I mean, that team they had right now is one of the most phenomenal Dodgers teams I've seen since the 70s and 80s. I mean, come on, 81, 82 Dodgers, you're never gonna get by. But when you look at the years that they've hit the playoffs, you can't fire the man if he's doing a good job of getting them to the playoffs. It's just like my person I pray for, Dan Marino. Just like Dan Marino had
You
the
pray
best.
to Dan Marino?
No, yeah, I pray for him because
Oh, for him, not
for
to
him, yeah,
Okay.
because he should have got a Super Bowl and never did. And it seems like that's what Dave Roberts is trying to do.
Dave Roberts, Jim Kelly,
Exactly.
Dan Marino.
Yep.
I would say leave him around. If he's going to stay around, he has to wear an earpiece, and Lasorda gets to talk to him.
I think they just need to tell Lasorda, playoff time, you're out of retirement, buddy. It's time to come back up and sit on the bench.
Yeah.
Because all you got to do is sit there, and you may sit there, and you may be a little bit mumbled, a little smaller words there. Bring some pasta with you, because I've had it at your place. It's good.
Lasorda needs to talk.
Oh.
What about let Vin Scully chime in the other ear?
Vince would be over there trying to slap him. Vince is a crazy guy. And
Even Magic Johnson from the side of the dugout. No.
Don't do it.
Don't sit Pollock down.
Do it. Go for the slam dunk, Magic.
Yeah, so he's the president. I mean, he's the main ruler of the deciding decision maker.
Yeah.
We need a Congress and a Senate around him to
I would
also
even-
keep a balance of
I would
power.
even put
It's not right.
Steve Sachs or even Hal in his Coke days to help him. Because something needed to.
Steve Howell. Steve Howell on Coke could make better decisions
That's what I'm talking about.
in the playoffs.
Yeah, I would have rather had him come out the bullpen.
What
Coked out.
What about the interchangeability the Dodgers do? Don't you have to have team unity to 8 guys playing together day in and day out to get that feel going.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then, but the Dodgers in the World Series, tonight's lineup, you used to know it. Garvey, Lopes, Russell, Say. Now it's like, oh, the left fielder's playing first base. The first baseman's catching. The shortstop stays pretty, but it's all, they move them around now. I guess that's good.
Dave's got to learn to pray to Lasorda. Like, people pray to Jesus, okay? Don't get me wrong, God. Don't take me for this one. Anyways, people say, what would Jesus do? He needs to be over here, I'm getting ready to make a change. What would Lasorda do?
Yeah.
What would...
WWLD bracelets this year.
He needs to have a rubber band. Pop! I ain't putting him in. Pop! Oh no, in worst occasion, he ain't going in. Pop! I'll put him the second baseman to pitch before I put him in.
I think you and I can maybe figure it out. Baseball's changed so much. I don't believe in the shift.
Yeah.
You can't suddenly have the left tackle get up and move out in the wide receiver position.
Unless you're my daughter, Niecy Bear, just for record. Okay.
Right? I mean, in basketball, you don't have the center out. I mean, we don't move players around. No. So suddenly now, with I call it computer baseball. I think it should be where, okay, you can maneuver them a little, but do the dividing line from the catcher down to the middle of center field. The people on this side can't cross that side, the people on this side.
Yeah.
So the second baseman could shift and play a little closer to second.
Right.
But this whole shift, we are seeing, was it more strikeouts than base hits?
Yes, we are. People are going for more of the home runs, and that's exactly
it's running
what it
the
is.
game.
It's exactly
it's running
what it is.
small ball. Bellinger took off and stole a base the other night, and I forgot about. It reminded you can steal bases. I didn't see any stolen bases. It reminded me that's a tool.
Well, what shocked me was not to see Seager step up. Like he's one of the best players. In my opinion, he isn't Trout, but he's right below him. The way he plays and the way he hits, I was surprised not to see him take one out. I mean, you can only do what you can do.
Yeah.
But I was just expecting. When I seen him coming up, I was like, man, all right, Seager's coming up. It's going out of here. Man. But yeah, I think we're both in the same opinion. Dodgers need to learn how to close the envelope this year. I mean, they were definitely a 70s and 80s team, even a 90s team, but I think we forgot about the 2000s.
Well, that team that we're waiting on a phone call on, the Chicago Cubs, how long did they have to, was it 100?
It was a long
This could be the
time.
start. 88 could be the start of 100 years.
We're gonna start calling it the Curse of Dave. It was the Curse of the Bambino.
Well,
We'll call it the Curse of Dave for Dodgers.
Yeah, you can't put it all on a manager, but he's the easiest to blame.
Yeah.
Because we like the players better than we like the manager anyhow. But that was really some ignorant decision making.
He reminded me of an old country decision that we always hear all the time. Which is him bringing the team up to the playoffs. It's the horse going up to the trough. But you can't make him drink the water because he sure can't make him win a game.
But he can make them lose a game and kill a rally.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Kershaw, awesome pitcher. Don't get me wrong. He's got a rocket for an arm, and I would love to see him on my team at any time. But if you've got a man that's struggling in a 7th inning in postseason, and you're looking here at Game 5, granted you're up 3, you're not gonna. I mean, come on. You wouldn't put a strikeout king in a spot where you need your designated hitter, right? I mean, if you make in the season of post games, if you've got 30 strikeouts in a row, granted you're due, but I'm sure not going to put you in my clutch position the last time up. Why would you bring the person that struggles the most, got the worst record in my opinion in postseason? Why would you put him there?
That's why I'm questioning crack use.
They did legalize mushrooms in California and in Colorado, so we don't know where his mind was.
Let's start a
He might have been
petition.
out to lunch.
Drug testing of National League West managers only. We'll start it there.
Well, they said marijuana was replacing mental health drugs. Maybe he decided to take a plunge.
Well, on marijuana, I don't see him making that foolish of a decision.
I don't either. It would have been a slower decision. He might have been there until the 9th inning, starting at the 7th inning to make the decision.
Yep, it would have taken a while, I guess.
But they do have.
Like this person's.
I do know they have
this is your
that
friend.
spot at the Dodger Stadium where you can go out on the patio. He didn't disappear, did he? I don't remember.
No, I don't know.
I don't know. Might have had one of those masks or something.
Yeah, it is.
He didn't answer back.
He's not.
Yeah.
It's a Sunday, man.
Well, he usually does.
Not everybody's workaholics like you, are they?
He is usually.
Oh,
Especially
you don't
when he's
work
home. Yeah.
Yeah, you admit it, yeah.
I work at a Kirby company that I'm co-owner of. I get up for work at 5:30, go to there, work from there until 2 o'clock.
You're a
Come here.
hustler. That's what it takes.
Yeah.
Speaking of hustle,
I like
you
to see
interviewed
people make
Charlie
money.
Hustle, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Pete Rose.
Yes, I did. I just put it out on the TV show today. It's something that should be watched by everybody. It just this morning made the thing. We were going to cut it up, but I got a request to put it up raw, so we did.
Raw is best. Leave
Yes,
this
it
raw.
is.
Don't cut a thing out of this at
Oh,
all.
I'm not, especially the hat. The
So-
design is awesome.
So I'm in
Love it.
I'm in competition with views with Pete Rose.
I don't think there's competition with me or you. He sits here, I'm out.
I never do anything online. I'm just the work. I hate social media. It feels like that would feel like a part-time job for me to have to do that. When people say, "Do you play fantasy football?" I'm like, it feels like a part-time job. I don't need a part-time job. I have a full-time job.
People
But
say-
I am going to watch the clips on the views to see if I can out-hustle Charlie Hustle.
That's going to
I'm
be
not
interesting
going
to
to.
see.
He'll get 4,200 and how many views?
4,256 views.
That's how many hits he got. Ask me how many
And I
views
might be
I
off by 1 or 2 there, Pete. I apologize. But I don't think I am. I think I'm pretty close to being right on.
When you take T-ball, Little League, Pony League, Colt League, high school, probably 113 hits.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you
So
what.
113 versus
I was
4,200.
on a military base in 1977. My father, we were out there, we lived there in Jacksonville, Florida. And I never played T-ball. I was 7 years old. And I watched baseball, football, wrestling, everything you can imagine to do with sports. And when I got to play, my dad made me watch Pete Rose. And I will never forget, and I said this on the show, watching him running from second base to third, jumping like Superman in the air. That's what we call him, Superman. Just watched him like this, not down to the ground, just jumped. And just watched him like 6 feet later, into the base.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man, that was, I still got marks on the arms and knees trying to imitate him. I was Pete Rose. Every time I didn't care if I was getting thrown out, I was going for third or home, head first. I was taking somebody out.
It's like a torpedo. He's like a
Oh,
torpedo.
I think they should have called him a torpedo.
He was a torpedo.
Yeah.
Ripping through the...
Yeah, and I
Remember
mean,
his
when you
career?
watched it, it wasn't a nice slide. It was I can imagine he's probably got marks down his chest that are just as deep as potholes in LA.
He put a guy, at least at the doctor's office, if not in the hospital. This is before, I was a young kid, like 71.
Mhm.
Ray Fosse, remember the collision that played
yeah.
Pete Rose? Like
Boom!
football,
Laid him
well,
out.
But you can't do that anymore in baseball, right? The sissification of baseball.
No, you still should be able to. I'm just saying, if you're going to take a concussion, you get paid enough money, play the game. Don't wear a skirt to a man's sport. And if you're going to be a skirt, be my daughter, because she'll take you out.
What do you think of this thing? The helmets?
I think this much. If you're going to play the game, play the game. I mean, don't take cheap shots, but don't eliminate the hits. You're going to hit. Don't add all this stuff, man. You're being paid millions of dollars.
While we're already complaining, can I bring up one more complaint before we finish
Go for
this? Imagine your whole life you haven't gone to a Major League Baseball game. And you go and you're all excited, your first game, and you go on one of these weekends where they're wearing ridiculous uniforms.
Yes.
Some weird colors, some combination, they got nicknames, they look like circus clowns.
Yes,
So, so you're there to go see the Yankees and Red Sox, the most two traditional uniforms in baseball.
Yep.
In your first game, you have to look at Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey baseball. It's wrong. These uniform changes. Now, Padres on Sundays, military, go ahead, guys.
Yeah. They're special occasions.
When they're there, I don't even like the give to breast cancer, but stop wearing the pink, quit pinking it up. I'm just, I don't keep the same uniform on all year long.
I had the same problem, even with my son. My son's only, he just turned 7 years old. He's playing football with my daughter. They're playing contact. Okay, well, all of a sudden, they got these green uniforms on for El Diamante for the minors, like, you saw down there.
Yeah.
And my son's wearing pink socks. I'm sorry, even though my I know my son's not, I'm not trying to get my son wearing no pink.
Why was it for breast cancer?
Yeah, I mean, it was for the breast cancer thing, but then they just didn't stop. They kept wearing the same socks. And I was like, boy, get them socks off your feet. No, Dad. How are you going to argue with him about it? You know what I mean? They gave it to him to wear, and you can't argue. But I'm sitting there going,
No changing of the uniform for any occasion.
No.
I don't care if it's, I don't even want you to red, white, and blue it up if you're gold and green. Don't American it up because you play on the 4th of July. I'm that much traditionalist. And that's why as a Dodger fan, you will see me wear Boston Red Sox hat. What? They
That's
beat
right.
them. I'll wear a Yankees jersey. I will wear Detroit hats, traditional uniforms.
did you look behind your head?
What year are the Yankees?
1952. Mantl's up there, everybody hand signed.
I mean,
51 hand signed with Mantl's downstairs. You're going to see the original Dodger stuff. You missed that. You even got that down there.
he's becoming the Cooperstown of California.
Yes, I am.
It really is. It's fascinating stuff. I don't remember addresses because we all put it in our phone these days.
2235 West Whitendale, Visalia, California, 93277.
There it is. I recommend coming by, and I look forward to hearing what value. Thank you for looking at these. I appreciate it.
And you can hear Trevor on his show on
3 to 6, Power Talk 96.7 AM 1400 in Visalia, 96.7 in Fresno, and the iHeartRadio app. Anywhere around the world, there could be a guy that has internet access in Zimbabwe listening. That's just fascinating.
Now, there's a lot of people that have been asking me how to hear the interview that I did with you the other night. Is there a way to still hear it?
Yeah, you can go powertalk967.com, go to the podcast, the Trevor and Carrey Show, and it will be, what was Friday's date? That was 2 days
That
ago.
would have
Today,
been
the
10th.
The 10th? Was Friday the 10th?
No, the 11th.
11th, excuse me.
11th. Friday was the 11th.
The 11th, and that was in the 5 o'clock hour.
Right,
So
right.
just go to the third hour of that day, and
Yeah, we started about 5:20.
5:30 to be exact. So you can even go to the halfway part of the podcast right there. There it is. And we talk baseball. Mickey and the Duke say hey. And
Speaking of Mickey, listen to this one. You ready for this? I got a gentleman walked in the shop a little while ago. Thank you for blessing us and walking in, by the way. Walks into me. He was here yesterday looking at my stuff, and he says on the grand opening, he said, I have some stuff I want to talk to you about. I got a nice collection, 80s and 90s. Well, not too much up on 80 and 90, but I told him I'll go through and help you out, see what we can find. He comes back in this morning, doesn't tell us nothing about this. He goes, oh, by the way, I got a couple of balls for you. Well, I hope there's balls you can throw. And he says to me, he starts laughing at me, he's an older guy. And then he says to me, he goes, I got a Mickey Mantle, game used, signed ball, already PSA authenticated from 1952. And if that is legit, and I still have not had it come into the store, it's supposed to come later this afternoon. Both that, his Nolan Ryan ball, the Bob Clemente ball, and a few others that are already authenticated, if they are legit like he says they are, and I haven't had them in front of me yet, they're not only going to be becoming a part of the shop, they're going to be going to auction and help this man take care of some bills for his mom. So that's the one thing.
Just like Pawn Stars, there's some good stories that happen on there, right?
Yeah, and that's the one thing I didn't get to on the show the other night, telling people. And if you get a chance to let them know, not only the stuff we're doing for auctions are going to benefit us, part of it's going to be going to Children's Hospital. Because I have a daughter that has, my 4-year-old has some autism, and so does my oldest child that's up in Fresno. And one of my partners, I don't want to say which one, has a child who has autism real bad and seizures as well. So we're going to be definitely donating not only to help them, but a lot of other areas consistently. Every time we run an auction, that auction is going to benefit the children's hospitals.
All right, cool, man.
And that's something worth everybody knowing about because, as you know, not only do people like to give, but when you bless, they bless back.
Amen.
And it's Sunday.
Let's go watch some football.
That's what I'm talking about. Dolphins, 1 o'clock. You're going to lose, but I'm there for you.
I'm a Cowboy fan, so I don't even want to comment.
That's all right. What I can't get over is my normal guy, Dave. He's a police officer, you know, and he keeps giving me crap. How can you root for the 49ers, dude? I like them. I can root for Joe Montana. I can even root for a running back. One of my other partners is Anthony DiBardello, one of the kids of the owner, right? I still tell him, he wants to send me tickets to the game. They better be playing the Dolphins. I ain't going. Him and Lorenzo called me the other day. Told me, he said, hey, you want to go to the game? Who's playing? The 49ers, and I don't even care who they were playing other than that. I heard 49ers was out of it because the Dolphins weren't in it. I'm just saying, they may lose, but I'll take one for the team. I'll stand there and yell.
It takes a Super Bowl or a World Series for me to even want to be in traffic and find parking.
Yeah.
I'm a TV guy.
I know, but...
And I'm going to go watch some.
Thank you for joining in, and we appreciate you being on the show.
Dale,
God bless
thank you, man. Thank
for
you. And
everything.
we'll get a price on this.
Yes, we will.